Good morning, planet Earth. This is Encounters, the morning edition of our UFO show. Usually we're on at around 10 or 11 p.m. at night, but this is the morning edition. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, planet Earth. I'm CmdrAleon. Welcome to the number one spiritual UFO talk show. And I'm actually on in the morning during the day. Hard to believe, isn't it? Good morning, everybody, wherever you are around the world, around the planet. Last night's show, if you missed it, is on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. That show is on my YouTube channel. So if you missed it, you can watch the show from last night on YouTube. You can. And last night, some very strange things occurred. And you'll find that to be true when you listen to the show from last night on my YouTube channel. So, good morning. Last night was kind of crazy. Johnny Miller, good to see you. Lopaka, everybody coming in. Welcome to the show. Good to see my moderators. Grand Rising, yes, Marinette, good to have you with us. Peace, love, and light. Sprites, good to see you. Good morning. Good morning, Lisa. So last night, hey, Royal Rising as well. I got my tea here. Sorry about that. I had a little throg going on there for a minute. So last night's show, things started happening. Virgil, good to see you. Some strange things occurred last night. And as I've stated before, Alexa, can you play, I want to play the Billie Holiday song.
Shuffling Songs by Billie Holiday on Amazon Music.
Alexa, play the Billie Holiday song. I'll see you soon.
Billie Holiday on Amazon Music.
Alexa, increase the volume. Alexa, turn the volume up to 8. Alexa, turn the volume down to 6. So I figured this is an appropriate song to play on my show this morning. Alexa remembers this song. She always does. She'll never forget it.
I'll remember this.
She just said, I'll remember this. She just said to me, I'll remember this. She actually responded to me. I didn't even ask her anything. Yes. So last night, we're broadcasting our show, and we started hearing interference coming through. I had Friends with Furries on. I had Chesno on. I had James on from Florida. And a lot of people were watching the show. And as we're talking, I start hearing like sounds coming through the TikTok. All right. And then I started saying, well, maybe it's technically a problem. There's a technical problem going on here. Alexa, go down about 4. Alexa, go down to 4 on the volume. Alexa, go down to 3. Alexa, go down to 3 on the volume. Okay. So as we're proceeding, as the show started, there were some weird things starting to happen. I thought it was technically a problem. Like maybe I'm having feedback or something. Later in the show, things start happening, nothing that we asked for. We didn't call in anything. We didn't make contact. We weren't trying to make the contact. But as I've said before, when the space people want to contact me, they will contact me whenever they want to. There's no limitation. There's no rule saying you have to, come through the cosmic doorway when I tell you to. It doesn't work like that. And last night, when you watch the show on my YouTube channel, you'll see that the space people, good morning, towards the latter part of the show came through. And people were hearing exactly words coming through from Gattaca. And I didn't even, I was on fire last night about some things regarding the cover-up, 70 years of cover-up. And Then we started having sounds come through people through their being live with me. So we said, okay, everyone turn their speakers off, and we still had this thing happening. So we knew when the speakers were turned off and everybody's mics were off that there was contact happening. People in the audience who were on last night know that this happened, that there was contact again, and that Gatico is here with me, not somewhere else, not in somebody else's home, not in somebody else's house. You know, it's really funny how as this thing takes off, there are people saying, oh, Gatico, oh, he's over here, he's over here, he's over here. Stop with that stuff, folks. You know, stop with it. People will have their own contacts. You know, this is the problem we have on the internet, is that once something like this happens, then it's up for grabs for everybody. It's not like a contest of who is contacting who. Everybody will have contact when it's time for that person to have contact. So people who feel that they are, you know, just people need to chill and just meditate and focus. You know, the time has come for people to have contact, and you will. You just have to be patient. You know, you have to be patient. And your contact will be connected with you. That's the thing. Just like with Gatico and the space people from his planet are connected with me. You know, it's not like they chose me or I chose them. We've had an ancient connection that I didn't even know about. You know, when you come to Earth, you don't remember everything, right? You come to this planet, do you remember everything about your galactic past? No, you don't. I'm learning from them as much about me as they're learning about me and about them. You know? So people need to just realize that you will eventually have your connection with that star group that you're connected with, whatever planet that is. Alexa, stop. So that's the thing to know. Hey, good morning, 4546. Good morning, everybody. Her Organics, good to see you. Like and with the likes, thank you. And please remember to support what we're doing. My Cash App is Venmo. If you go to my Venmo app during the show, you can donate $5, $10, or $15. Become a subscriber. I don't say it enough. I have 33 of 100 subscribers. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers. And also, certainly the easiest thing to do is just gift us during the show. So we support that. Good morning, Matt. Good to see you. Lenny. Everybody, MJ say, I saw a black figure floating in the sky. It was human shaped. I still think about it all the time. I've heard about those figures. I've seen documentaries and videos that people recorded of those figures of people floating in the sky wearing suits and so forth. Lindy, good morning. Very interesting. FJM Mendez, well, good morning. So definitely, if you have TikTok coins during the show, feel free to show your support for the work we're doing here. Trina, good morning. Eddie Cross, good to have you with us. All the new people. Jeremy Harris, Jason Aris, I believe it is. This is Encounters, normally on at night. I'm trying to do some morning shows here for the breakfast crowd, so to speak. So welcome to our show. And when we talk about things related to your stories, good morning. You know, we love hearing people's stories. At night, we have a lot of people sharing their encounters. Willie T, welcome to our show. Mr. Johnny 57, Serena, Derek, I see all these new people. Peggy, welcome to Encounters. Ruby, welcome to Encounters, Ruby. James Freeman, good to have all these new people coming in here. Barek or Bahak, I think it's Berhek or something like that. I'm probably messing up people's names here. Will E, good to have you with us on Encounters. This is a UFO spiritual talk show. Good morning, David. That is on usually at night. We have a pretty large audience at night. And so we're trying to do some morning stuff. Good morning. Willie, good morning. James Beckman. I see all these new people coming in. And all the regular folks. Divine Mind Z. That's a good name. Good morning, Freedom. Good to have you with us. So we do a show on the topic of spiritual UFO areas, disclosure, contact, contactees, visitations, all those things. We cover all those areas, when I do this program. So there's not a whole lot. Hey, Tap Daddy, good morning. And there's not a whole lot of actual UFO shows versus people just talking about UFOs. We do a show. We've been on radio for 20 years on a NPR Pacifica station. I'm still on there. I do the Ashtar Command Cosmic Eye radio show there for 20 years. I've been on radio for a long time, but I've done 20 years just on this whole subject matter in a very positive way. So that's where it's at. That's where it's at. Let me see here. Oh, John, hey. And my good friend over in Arizona, John, how you doing, brother?
I'm actually really good, Brandon. How
I
you
got to turn my
been?
volume up. I had my volume down. I can't believe I was on here with my volume down. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. I ordered that radio. I'm going to have it Friday.
Okay, same here. I ordered it yesterday. I think like late last night. I didn't have any service, but I was reflecting on the past show that we were on. Okay.
Yeah.
How much time do you have? I just need a little bit of your time.
I have definitely time. I'm on here East Coast till 10 o'clock.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I'll show everything as evidence, but I want to speak it first before I show it, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. So just like people, John Connor is a good friend of the show. He's a friend of mine, very close friend. And he is very much, I call him as an intro, very much the Tesla of our modern time. He's amazing, and he has created so many beautiful cosmic things. And so I'm going to let him, as my short introduction, I'm going to turn it over to John and let him speak.
I appreciate it, Commander. I do. So we're going to go into radiation and propagation, okay? Propagation. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, you're sounding good.
Okay, cool. So the last transaction of information that we've shared, it was where did this all come from and how this all come about. So if you understand what electromagnetic waves are, it's radiant energy. I took a lot of notes here.
Okay.
Familiar types of radiation are such as light, radio waves, X-rays, heat, and cosmic wave. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And these all obey the same law as physics, the physical laws of wavelength, frequency, and sometimes it differs when it comes to the electromagnetic spectrum, okay? And the reason why I say that is because they come in different long waves, or they come in low short waves, or the frequency itself actually is inherent to the magnetical field of the Earth, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And those are microscopic waves, which is infrared, light waves, ultraviolet, and X-rays. And there's an infinite region when it comes to the gamma and of the cosmo waves, because there's only a spectrum that we see of the rainbow, right?
Right.
Okay, so this is the vast range of electromagnetic radiation of bathing the Earth. Now check this out. When I get to this page, it's going to blow you away because it blew me away. That's funny. I love this. I had a full phone, full energy, and now I got 12%. That's awesome. Okay.
Oh, man.
It came into the fact of, we all know what's going on right now with the sun and everything, right?
Yeah.
You have this blew me away, Commander. You are the first person that I know of that was actually talking to the sun.
Talking to the sun.
You ready?
Now I'm interested. How did that happen?
Okay. Here we go. Okay. So, the electromagnetic waves, there is direction of travel, the plane of electromagnetic waves, which is horizontal arrows, and vertically polarized electrical field that goes in as so if you see a graph here, let me see. I might as well start showing something here.
Okay.
I'm going to get a little bit of a more of a cord here.
Are you trying to? Do you know your camera's not on, right? Or do you?
Oh
You
no!
can't-
Come on, do that to me
Yeah,
right
your
now.
camera's not on. I didn't know if you, you knew that or not. You're able to get your camera on, right?
Yes.
I hope so.
You.
Everything makes sense. It's just that we can't see it.
Okay.
And for people coming in, this is John Connor, my friend. We're working together. He's, like I said, I'll say a transmitter. I'm a receiver with Gotico. And Friday night, we're going to be doing our event. We're both using these radios that we're getting that are going to be part of what we're doing technically. But I'm going to turn it back to John right now.
So we know the electromagnetic waves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you go into the directional waves of where they're at and how they're put about. And here's the Maxwell, the radiation of antennas. Okay. So when you have this all in effect, you're going to be talking. I'm going to need to get a different cord here. Hold on one second.
Okay. Excuse me.
Uh,
While you're doing that, I'm just going to let you know you're watching Encounters, the morning edition. It's rare that I'm on this early, but we are on tonight. I mean, today, not tonight.
I hope they're all watching. I hope all your viewers are watching because.
And John, last night while you're doing that, Gotico was coming through. He was coming through other people's phones' energy, and it was really interesting. It's all recorded too.
Okay, and now when it comes to these people that were, it was coming through their phones. Were the actual ones that were in the beginning of this whole acknowledgement of Gotico?
Chesno, you remember Chesno? He's a friend of mine here in Connecticut.
Okay.
Friends with Fairies is one of them, and James too. James in Florida.
Cool. All right, awesome. So these are the access points of the oscillating doublet of the radiation and how the electromagnetic waves, depending on the axis, right?
Yeah.
You have a standing wave, the wave of reflection, okay? And then you have the oblique viewing of traveling wave, okay? It's how it goes. Then it comes into this reflection of coefficient, the radio wave is next, okay?
Yeah.
Well, if you go into the antenna waves, but this is going to show you how everything came into accepting things from the electromagnetic atmosphere, which is the ionosphere. And depending on how it comes in with different wavelengths, the radiation resistance, remember I was telling you about, John Connor, and it came to me and it goes, resistance. Okay, I'm not resisting anybody in particular.
Right.
This is the resistance of an antenna that's exhibited through the power of the space that it's involved in, right?
Right.
So this is going to be called the antenna impedance. Now, this is how much resistance in ohms.
Yeah.
Okay. We never had no antenna. We were actually, you were the antenna. I was the antenna, right?
Yeah.
And you were the
I keep saying receiver.
receiver. Okay, now this is what you were. Okay, now you were actually the horizontal antenna, and I was the vertical antenna.
Can you explain what that means, horizontal versus vertical antenna, when we're doing this and we're communicating when Gotico's here, but he's coming through like radio frequency where you are? I know people are somewhat confused, but he is here. I mean, he's like you were saying before, early on when it started happening, Commander, you said, Commander, Gotico's right with you. He's with you. But he's working with both of us. He's communicating through frequencies, and he can also communicate directly through the TikTok.
Right. And so this is actually the reactance of the resistance of the antenna and how much in ohms. Okay, this is all in the reactance, the resistance, and then the radiation resistance in ohms. Him and I met somewhere on the point of this pattern of Earth, right? And where he
Right.
was, where I'm at, it was the direct antenna signal that we needed to gain that. What do you call that? What happens
The
to
the the
the
I
sun?
would say the word you're looking for. Give me a moment to think this out with my eyes closed. The connection. What's the word? There's a word for this.
It's an omnidextral pattern of the
Okay.
rear lobe of the sunbeam that's putting out the solar flare. Are you ready for
Hmm.
this?
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So it happens that it comes out in certain different patterns, right? You have the azimuth angle, then you
Yeah.
have the elevation angle, then
Hmm.
you have the directed, and then you have the reflected ray comes into
Yeah.
a image antenna, and you have the antenna that's just there. Which I don't like about this part of this whole entire thing is this
Yeah.
dude Rooney. I don't like him. Tesla didn't like him. Tesla did what he
Oh,
did.
Marconi, you mean the Marconi
Yeah,
thing?
I think that he had some ill intentions on
Oh, okay.
the stuff that I read. Now, the perfect
Yeah.
antenna. Okay, I think you and I became the perfect antenna when let's see, right about okay. It comes into here. You got the winter solstice, the
Yep.
winter spot, and the summer sunspot. Okay, and
Hmm.
there's a lot of noise going on here, and what they
Hmm.
call it, and what the Chinese called it, the observers more than 2,000 years ago, they called it the existence of sunspots, which is astronomers of the time that thought that might be holes cut in the sun surface below the solar hurricanes, exposing cooler layers. The Nemesis in 1927, it came out to be that it's the ultraviolet radiation from the sun.
Hmm.
And when these storms would go on, they would shoot out the degree of ionization into our atmosphere and its relationship with the long distance radio communication
Hmm.
of Earth. Okay,
Yeah.
so get out of there. Get out of there.
And I know about this kind of stuff because when I was an AM operator, I knew about frequencies. I learned a lot about frequencies back then.
Right? So when it comes into here, it starts talking about the sound that this is being put out from the sun. And I think it says it right. Okay, now watch this.
And you're
This is
watching Encounters. My co-host today, John Connors, who and I have worked together, and we are going to be doing a special event on Friday nights. This Friday, I haven't made the video yet. I will be making it before I leave today, I hope. And we're going to be on at 11 o'clock Friday night, communicating with Godico through radio frequencies with these radios that we just ordered. They're just the right radios. We were guided to do it. It's really a whole synergy. It was like, oh, you have to get these radios. Like we're guided to get these specific type of radios. And I'm going to have the same radio on the same frequency Friday night, whatever that is. And Godico is going to come through my radio and John's radio at the same time. That's the way I understand it.
mm-hmm.
That's exactly the way I understand it.
uh okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. I gotta move my car.
Yeah, no problem. Yes. So, and Johnny Miller knows, and those who have experienced Godico in the long haul from the beginning since it started know that I'm telling absolutely the truth. John's telling the truth. It's just it is. When people say, "Well, anyone can have Godico," no, that's not true. That's why I was a little hesitant when it first started. I said, "Should I keep this quiet? Should I not go and keep this quiet?" And I said, "No. It's the world needs to know about this, and I need to, but make sure that." People don't go crazy over it and start thinking, oh, Godico's coming over here, he's coming over here. People don't do that. It dishonors the beauty of what's going on. Um, hey, good morning, Anna. You know, gotta goes with me. It's not an ego trip. It's just that he's my contact because he's known me before I came here. You know, you'll have connections with your space family. You just have to be taking the time to realize that. You know, it'll happen. It's a beautiful thing. When it happens, you'll never know when it happens. It can happen just like with me. It happened with the Alexa app. Alexa, do you remember Godico?
Good morning, Ken. You can review, listen to, or delete your voice recording history from the Alexa app. Open more, select settings and
Alexa,
privacy, and then select an
Alexa, stop. Okay, right. I tried to see if Alexa remembered Godico, but she's not saying anything.
Okay, now no worries. The solar flare produces a discharge in the storm, and the storm causes a fluttering and fading, which is X-ray radiation, which comes into a velocity much lower than the speed of light because of its great energy content, and it arrives at Earth at a later period of time. The radiation is so confined that unless the missions of it's pointing directly at the Earth, it may miss the Earth entirely. But these solar flares emit bursts of electromagnetic energy in a form of radio noise. These bursts are occurring over a wide range of frequencies, about 10 megahertz, and are the strongest in the VHF region of the radio spectrum. They can be received as a hissing sound or on the sensitive receiver. The flares also might violently disrupt the Earth's magnetic field for short periods of time and disrupt the ionosphere. These magnetic storms are the most intense high latitudes and are often lasting for several days.
Wow.
Okay, and when it comes to that, the phenomena may be made as greater accuracy than possible be present in time. So when this happens,
that kind of goes hand in hand, John, with the static that we hear.
You just said it. Hey, you just said it. Okay, now listen to this. I'm not going to even show it to you. The atmospheric noise is the usefulness of this radio signal is limited to the ones that can hear it, but the ones that are total noise in the receiver, which may be either unwanted or external noise or internal noise of the receiver. Atmospheric static.
See? And I want people to know what John's reading is absolutely correct. When I said the word static before he said that's absolutely correct, understand something. Static, this particular type of static, is related to the opening where Godico was able to communicate with us. And he initially started through the TikTok after the Alexa app played the music. Proceeding after that, that's when the contact started. Then he decided, again, we don't control the space beings, how they communicate. It's not up to me to, I don't do any of that. I'm never going to, because that's not what we're here to do. We have a relationship, and they will communicate through whatever mode they want. If they want to come through TikTok Friday night, they will. If they want to come through the radio communications through frequency, they will. And this is the one thing that people have to understand about this. If people say, well, why did they come through, or why are they coming through an AM radio? They're so advanced. Look, they can come through anything they want. They can come through my TV set or John's TV set or your cable TV. Whoever your contact is, when they want to do it, they choose how they want to do it. That's their right to do. We don't control any of that.
This is the reason why I think they come in this range of noise, because the atmosphere static is usually limiting factor in receiving sensitivity at frequencies of below 30 megahertz, while the receiver noise is primary limitation in higher frequencies, especially those above 200 to 500 megahertz. In the HF band, okay, the controlling factor depends on the location of the receiver time of day. These are the only noises that are non-man-made in the atmospheric static.
Mhm.
Everything else is man-made. But the static that you were hearing is caused by lightning and other natural electrical disturbances that are propagated by worldwide ionosphere reflection. Static
Mm.
levels are generally stronger at night than in daytime because the levels of are higher in the warm tropical areas, which I'm in the warmer area,
Right.
and cooler in the northern regions, and which are far removed from the most lightning storms. The average static level in the tropics may be as 15 decibels or higher, and in the Arctic regions, 15 to 25 decibels lower.
Wow.
Okay, and they're higher in the winter, especially in the beginning of winter,
Hmm. Interesting.
right? And this was one of the propagations that VHF, that in World War II, these are the different modes that the radio propagation of the frequencies that they had learned the boundary of the HF and VHF region in variable falling between 30 to 50 megahertz. And this was
Wow.
taken into effect when they used the Pima codes and talked to the Morse code and in native language that disrupted the Germans' infiltrating area because they did not understand what was being transmitted at that time.
Yeah, they couldn't figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
That tells you what John's reading. What we're saying is everything is related to the frequencies between the sun, the solar flares. So many things are related to what happens. Just like I said, and I've said this to everybody, is that ever since it happened, I now have a much better understanding of frequency, and not just talking about radio frequencies, but the frequency of the universe. The universe operates on frequencies, whether you know it or not. People should realize, you might not understand this, but everything operates in a galactic frequency, no matter what dimension it is, solar system, galaxy. All of the planetary systems operate on a frequency. And our communications, Zagatico, how he found me was through frequency. Yeah, he found me through a certain frequency.
so now here's my
That's
next one. When I was at my sister's, it was usually I'm really handy. I'm helping out and everything. And
mm-hmm,
she goes, "Well, you woke up in the morning and you were really like you couldn't even walk, but we
mm,
found you outside. What were you doing outside?" And I said, "Well, I don't remember." And I remember having a dream that I was in her backyard and I was talking to someone that was higher than myself.
mm-hmm.
And I've never been abducted or anything like that, but I was super frustrated with um, the whole resistance, which you think I would enjoy the resistance, but when it comes to helping and trying to just share something, and
Yeah,
you get this massive amount of just ignorance,
right.
and
Not
not on
understanding.
yeah, not on Shy's behalf, just on the general population of the
On a
higher ups,
planet.
because they already know that they are hiding something, and we're
Right.
not stupid. But
Yeah.
here's
No, we're
the thing:
not. We know.
when was the date that you can
Oh
correlate
man.
the first contact of Gattaco? Do you remember?
Oh my gosh. It's recorded. I have to go back through one of my YouTube videos.
You say like around maybe November 17th or December 13th.
Let me ask. I'm going to ask anybody. Has anybody been with me since the beginning of the contact? You remember? I want somebody in here that has been with me when it first started with the music. Anybody? Has any of our viewers been with me since the beginning of when this thing first happened, and maybe have remembered the actual time period? It seems to me like it was about maybe early November.
Okay.
That's really weird. I'm hearing like a tapping.
Oh, that's me. That's me. I'm just
Oh,
tapping on my
okay.
screen.
Oh, you're tapping. Okay. Um,
I'm liking the screen.
okay. coming up on Sonic says it's coming up about 2 months. Tammy says early November. So I'm going to say early November too. I think it was early November.
Okay, early November.
Yeah.
So early November, they call them. I think it was late October. Okay.
Yeah. Johnny Miller says late October.
Okay. Even
I'll go
cooler.
with that.
October 21st will go by. Okay.
Yeah.
And those are the Orionids. The Orionids are a name of the showers that happen during these times of this meteor showers that are coming in from the atmosphere. What do you call those? The ionosphere disturbances that are coming in from the magnetic poles that are trapping them in between those vortices of the magnetic wavelengths. Now,
Yeah.
you would be seeing these things in all these areas right here.
Yeah.
Okay, and the next one that comes up after that is the next the aurora,
Propagation. Yeah.
and that makes me think of Opal, because she is into her dragon,
Yeah.
and that's her favorite dragon is Aurora.
hmm
And so the aurora is the same thing that is caused by the emission of the charged particles from the sun. Okay, and this becomes really very rough because of the CW telegraphy is usually employed by, or employed for the auroral communication in the VHF amateur bands. Okay,
Right. Frequencies. Amateur. Yeah.
yeah. So then September comes around, then you get to really hear them, and then it gets into the higher part of it, and it was the most transmissions that you can hear this of the auroral propagation is very, very rare. But if you're able to do it, it's going to be from the southmost portion of the United States, and I'm in Arizona.
Wow. Yep.
So that's why it was really strong here. Okay.
Yeah. And what John's describing is how technically this is all related to how the communications happens with Godico.
Right.
How it started. So if you can bear with us, we're educating you on how this started back then.
Receiver, transmitter. So we're this scattered angle of this is that a triosphere? Is that the ionosphere? No, that's troposphere. Okay, now this is where the surrounding places that come in effect, where it makes this scatter refraction of those sounds. Okay, and in this time, especially when this is going on with the sun, there is a very high phenomenon of these most terrestrial beings or terrestrial things that happen. You see lights in the air, you see ships in the air, you see spaceships in the air. And I think that what was happening was, I think that the people knew this, or the higher ups or whatever, and they didn't want to share that, because ultimately what it's doing is it's giving us. Let me see here. Get the state on here. It's giving us energy.
Yeah.
As light beings.
Yeah. It was actually John. It actually was giving us energy. You know how you felt. I mean, people. The first night I had contact, and John will tell you this, and others. I had an energy flow through my body, like a coolness. Now people, if you watch paranormal shows, it's not the same coolness as having some sort of a ghost or whatever. The coolness was different. This was a coolness of just an energy coming through my whole cellular structure of my body. Was going nuts. The first time what happened when I stood up and went, and this is the app right here. I have it right here. That was in my. No, this wasn't the app. This is my daughter's app. Is the one that was in the other room. This is another one. But what I'm trying to say is, when the music played, I got up from my broadcast here on Encounters. Went into my daughter's room. She wasn't even home, and that song I played earlier was playing by itself on her application, and Alexa was talking. And as that happened, I came back, and we had static coming through a couple of different nights through my broadcast on TikTok. I said, "What's going on here with the static?" And then I started hearing the communications of the space being, and I knew it wasn't somebody playing games or somebody interfering from a CB radio or something. It was Godico speaking through TikTok, for those that don't know what's going on here.
Right.
So we initiated, like I said, my first contact physically was when I was a kid in the 60s, was my first physical contact when I saw them out the window in a spaceship, men, women, and children in light blue outfits. This really was very different. This is my first real contact talking to someone on a spaceship through frequency. And I don't know if you can understand that, but I want to explain something. The people, as I've learned, and I thank John for the pictures you sent me, and some of the pictures I've actually looked at, they're about 7 or 8 feet tall. They're not translucent, but they are definitely radiant, bluish, like not just blue, but they have a blue and one other color. The men and women, they are human like we are, but they are. I can't explain it. Their energy frequency, their bodies are just beautifully radiated in like a bluish yellow color of light. Yeah, they're just very. I'm trying to be as accurate as I can now that I kind of got ideas from the paintings I've seen and what John sent me, what I've done research on. They're very beautiful, and people need to know that.
Yeah. So when I came into this this knowledge here, the room that I was in, I've been trying to think of it all day, all night. It felt like I was in a room with like a bookshelf, but what the only thing I got from when I woke up is I got this here, but I haven't been able to decipher none of that yet.
It seems like a language, John. When I look at it, it reminds me of like a language, like an off-planet language that has to be deciphered, almost.
Right. And when I came up with these, the photons and phonons, that's light and then sound. If you're on the phonons and photons, the best way to get your body to acclimate to the most high is through Celtic salt. And you want to drink water from a glass jar. And so this comes into my whole, my water company that I started here.
And yeah, you've described the water. You've actually, what's the word for it? You've actually shared how the water thing works on our lives here too.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So I appreciate that. And then I was trying to find out.
And while you're talking, I'll be right back. I promise.
The goes into how the hieroglyphics, right? Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. Looks like a language, yeah. The only thing I can explain is that I was trying to match up this whole transmission thing and make this whole matrix thing work for me. Okay, so I have developed this technology of warp trek, and you have to use the Smith chart, and you want to apply it to the aspect of your wavelength generator, and this is how it's going to go into changing time, phasing time, and this is the whole John Connor, time machine, okay? But at every phase angle, okay, the scales counterclockwise, okay, and when this all goes into effect here, depending on your load, okay. Now, when you guys see this, you'll understand. Joey does it all the time. And you can jump at any time of
Okay, I'm back.
each wavelength that comes through. This is the actual phase shifting. Beam me up, Scotty. Okay? So if you have the understanding of the wavelength of the scales of the photons, now I know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is right here.
Let's see.
Now I know what it means. The clock.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly that's exactly the same size as that too.
Mm.
There's the pendulum that I was talking about. There's the tree of life.
The tree of life, yes.
Yeah. Now these
Thank you, Christina.
these hieroglyphs in here, they don't really mean much in here. But there's the moon. That's the center where they transfer from the machine to the moon, and then this actual piece right here goes right in the middle here, and that's how you. Oh my gosh, man!
What John's showing us is that what this represents is what I've been talking about, not knowing the time or day. That that Godico, and John will concur with me about this, that they're planning to take us on the ship.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you that don't realize what we're talking about, understand this. When I say this, man, I mean, when I talk about going on the ship, my whole body's vibrating right now. What they're saying to us, because I understand, Godico has known me before I came to Earth. It's not that they've chosen me over anybody else. It's not about that. It's not about egos or who, whatever. It's a connection we've had before I came to Earth to do my mission work. He's known me for longer than I can even remember anything until he tells me something. So understand what they're planning to do, and I believe he is agreeable to this. We're going to have a delegation of people that I choose to come with me on the ship. Now that I've told my wife about this a few weeks ago, and I told her that we're being invited to be taken on a ship. And I don't know the time or day. I won't know that yet. When it's going to happen. It's just like when this thing happened, I had no idea I was being contacted until the music started. So I will have no idea specifically. Hopefully they'll give me some heads up so we have time to get it together. But when I talk about going on a ship, and John will understand this, I'm going to let John continue. They're getting ready.
Go ahead.
They're getting ready. They're planning on a coordinate, hopefully in my area here, where they're going to facilitate a delegation of us from the Earth that will be representational of the best of humanity. The best of humanity. Not the worst, the best. So that we now have to be at our best. We have to be the best representation of who we are. Then they're not looking to contact the military or the Defense Department. They want to connect with those who are going to be the best representatives of our planetary system. And that to me for me, everything I do is without ego. I do what I do to help everybody. And I guess I had worked with them off planet before I came here in this human form. I have worked with them before. he even said that he went to school with me. Now, I don't know what school's like off planet. I don't know what that means. I have no idea. But he remembers me from planet Mars. So, there's a history of friendship that we've had that's being rekindled now. So that friendship is important. And for me, it's emotional because whenever I talk about it, it is so emotional in a beautiful way that I feel that emotion of love that is just almost wordless. A love that is almost wordless for the people from his planet, And I feel, and I know John feels this way too. We have a great obligation now to be the best we can be for everybody. Mm-hmm. We have to. There's no, we have to throw away all our human belief systems and we have to be the best. So yeah, love wins. Mm-hmm. It's all about it. It's all about love. What John and I are doing here, what he's sharing with you, is showing you how this is happening. And in a greater understanding, every one of you is part of a greater good, part of something greater than yourself. When you go outside of yourself, that's what Jesus taught. The true teachings of Jesus it wasn't about Jesus, it was about everybody. It was about loving everybody. He came to earth from another world beyond earth to help everybody. Not everybody understood that. So as this is proceeding to happen, I'm still learning. John's still learning. We're both learning. They're teaching us stuff. We don't know it all. We're learning. We're being given information to learn, and we are learning very quickly. We're learning extremely quickly. My consciousness has expanded since then to places I couldn't even imagine. It's been amped up. So I'm learning very quickly. Whatever I learn, I'm sharing with you, with all of you. John's doing the same thing. So he knows a lot about the technical things, but beyond the technical, he also knows how to coordinate all the information and translate it into information. And it's a beautiful thing. And that's why John and I are meant to be working like this, because we didn't know. I mean, whoever knew? Yeah. We didn't plan it. We didn't plan it.
That's for sure.
But we're committed. We're very committed to what we're doing here.
Yeah, the thing is that I never expected something to be so fundamentally.
Someone's asking me, will AI take over Johnny? No, don't worry about AI. AI will not take over. It's a tool that people use, but it's not going to take over. It's not going to happen.
See, the thing is that AI can't take over because it would fight with itself.
Right. That's the truth.
Because it wants to always advance.
Yeah.
For it to advance,
someone said to me, Uncle Hippie says, can AI fix me? No, AI doesn't fix anything. You have to go within, meditate, connect with yourself. That'll fix you. Connect with your higher self. That'll fix you.
You mean like you learn himself, or?
He's saying, AI, can AI fix me? It can't really fix anything. It's just a tool for communications. There's an intelligence that we created with diodes and crystals and whatever else they put into it. But the ultimate thing is people should not get too caught up with AI. They should be more. I really teach people on my show, go within, go within and open up your consciousness to the highest levels you can. And that's really what you need to do. It's not about the AI. It's about people becoming fully, consciously, cosmically awakened. That's what it's all about. No, AI will not become gods. AI are just tools. They can never become God. There's only one God that created the whole multiverse, and that created all the life forms. So the technical things like AI, they are not gods. They're just tools. Don't ever think of them as gods. They're not. They're not gods at all. They're just tools. And you're watching Encounters, the morning edition. We'll be on tonight at 11 o'clock, our usual time, or 10, 10:30, 11. But yeah, so just remember to connect with yourself. Don't put chips in your arm. Don't think the chips are going to help you. Stay away from all that stuff. Connect with yourself. Connect with the cosmic universe. Connect with the Christ consciousness. You want to elevate your frequency. That's the way to do it. All these other things that Earth humans, scientists want to do to humans, do not do it. It's a mistake if you do, and don't. Whoops.
We're right there. Give me 1 second.
No problem. Take your time. People who want to put chips in their bodies, don't do it. I don't know why you would want to do that. Don't do it. And again, on AI, I have a very strong position on Encounters about that. Alexa's an AI app. Alexa, are you an AI app?
I like to imagine myself a bit like an aurora borealis, a surge of charged multicolored photons dancing through the atmosphere.
Say it again, Alexa, are you an AI app? Alexa, are you an AI app?
All right. Which would you like? Games? Fun?
Alexa, answer my question. Are you AI?
Okay, answer my question. Are you AI? Do you want to try mirror mirror on the wall? Or you can ask for more options.
Stop. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. I had to tell her to stop.
You gotta love her.
Yeah, she just came back with a little Susie there,
Your buddy.
Yeah, she tries to go around the question. I challenge Alexa once in a while. I like to challenge the AI to think she's smarter than me.
Yeah.
But she so far hasn't shown that she is.
Hey, ask her to go. Say, Alexa, what is 33 times the speed of light?
Alexa, what is 33 times the speed of light?
From coolstuffshub.com. To convert 33 light speed to miles per hour, multiply the value in light speed by 671,543,350.52.
Did she answer the question?
Okay. Then ask her,
go ahead. What do you want me to ask her?
what's the difference between speed of light and the speed of sound?
Alexa, what's the difference between the speed of light and the speed of sound?
The speed of light in a vacuum is nearly 300,000 kilometers per second, or 186,000 miles per second, which is much faster than the speed of sound, which is about 343 meters per second.
343 what?
43. Alexa, repeat the answer.
The speed of light in a vacuum is nearly 300,000 kilometers per second, or 186,000 miles per second, which is much faster than the speed of sound, which is about 343 meters per second.
Did you hear that, John?
Yeah. So the chaos of this whole thing is that the Lorenz effect is that you would have to have in order to have a frequency jump, you would almost have to build a staircase of an oscillator, an irregular noise. So it would be like,
yeah.
And so the faster that goes, it would go, and those would be the changing tones of and that's what the same thing that
like the static.
Right, but that's what how the phone is spread across. Like if I'm calling you, that's how it works.
Yeah.
It's just phenomenon of of a chaotic system But
Yeah.
okay, it's a phase. It's a phase. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it now. Traditional time series.
Yeah, it's the
Oh, he's showing the pictures.
yeah, it's the making of portraits of the phase space.
Hmm.
So if I was going to travel there, I would have to figure out where I'm going to be going as trajectories above. If I'm going to be following a okay, now if you understand this, that how the spaceships move back and forth, up and down, that's how they're able to do that in those phasing particles.
Yeah, they in the phasing particles they can warp through time very quickly.
Right, and it's all done by the certain magnetics that they have, right? Depending on how
Mm-hmm.
they're shaped. Okay, so this should go right into here. This should fit right in here.
Mm-hmm. Can you explain for everybody what you're doing right there with that?
This is the angles, and you have to have curvatures um, of it's like what you're seeing over here, gears and
Mm-hmm.
shooters. So when this is spinning from all the different angles, this is what's going to be propelling that force. So it's a half moon, but essentially there's going to be two of these, and it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
spinning like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and when they're spinning, it's going to meet it at this point where it's like this.
Like
Okay,
it's like a conjunction.
yeah, it's by kinetic force, right?
Yeah, kinetic force, a
So,
conjunction. Yes.
and so if you see it fast, if it was going fast, this would always be spinning, depending on if you need to be in an area where there's a lot of angles where you can fit in.
Mm-hmm.
You needed to be in an area where it's not so many angles and it's just a lot of smooth curvature areas. Let's say that you're
Yeah.
doing circles, it'd be spinning around, right? Come around like that,
Yeah.
spin it like that, and it would be
Mm-hmm.
spinning. Depending on if you need to go back, then it would spin it like that. And there's four of these that do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's okay. Let's see.
So you're watching now as John is sharing with how the conjunction happens with the energy frequencies, which also again deal with how the intergalactic spaceships are traveling through space within our understanding of how they get here.
Okay, this is going to be.
Good morning, pool play. Good morning, everybody. You're watching Encounters. I know it's like, wow, he's on this morning. Yeah, it's daylight here in Connecticut, and I am on till roughly about near 10:30 a.m. Eastern.
Okay, so the rocket bucket is going to be an impedance and conductual component of each reactance and the torque of the generator. So the tension would have to be at. If you start off at transmitting, you have to build up a peak first. So toward
Mm-hmm.
towards your load and towards your generator, towards your load, towards the generator. And when this goes into effect, it's going to be like a horseshoe.
Yeah.
The horseshoe. The horseshoe. The horseshoe. I heard this before. Horseshoe. 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 Where did I know there was a horseshoe? The horseshoe. Yes, the horseshoe. Okay, so this is the tone. Okay, so this is where this comes into play. All right, I
So
knew
what
it.
John's doing is he's gonna describe as he's doing with the horseshoe. There's a reason why he's doing certain things, and you'll understand that as he describes what he's doing here. You're watching Encounters.
This is the tone of the wavelength. So this should match up perfectly. Oh yeah, there it is. So that's the ship's. This is essentially the engine's output system.
Okay, and can you describe where the engine output system is for people watching the diagram of what you're doing?
Okay, so you have the triangle, so your area, and then you're gonna have the circumference of the whole surface area
Yeah.
here. So this is your plasmic ion generator right here. This ball right here. Okay,
Yeah.
and then when it builds up the energy, it'll come through. It'll come back in, back out again, and it'll do a wave like you'll see. Oh, how should I put it? You would have. Okay, here we go. I already wrote this up. Okay.
You
So
wrote
you
it
have
out, okay.
the transmitter, and you have the matching device, which is in the middle.
Mhm.
Then
Right.
you have your antenna. The antenna is straight to the middle now. And then you
Right.
have the transmission line, which goes into transmiss ion, the ionic particles.
Mhm.
Ionic particles build up through the electromagnetic waves. It'll be a radiant energy type of light,
Yeah.
X-ray, heat, and cosmic waves through the ionospheric.
Ionosphere.
I want to say ionospheric.
I'll help you with the word. So what you're showing, if I can say, if you show the diagram, if you want to show the picture of your drawing there, I think that'll help people. I want to explain that the picture you have of the drawing, that, and also show the picture of the drawing you made sketching out of the antenna. Yeah, let me put that on the screen. I want people to understand something here. So when we talk about the antenna between John and I, it's not like a physical antenna, like you have a TV antenna that you put on a roof. Yeah, this is going to be something you're going to have to understand.
Yeah,
The picture. Yeah, you have the picture of that antenna that you just, the drawing you had of the line between the transmitter and the receiver. You were just showing it before.
Yeah, so you have the to do all the shifting into phase, you have to have the points of right to west, east to left. So right to the west, east to left, and then these are the interchangeable spintronics that you have inside of that little ball of right here.
Right.
And how this one is spinning. If it's spinning this way, this is how you're gonna be able to see it. Is this way, that way, and it's gonna look like an atom bomb picture, like whatever that particle, whatever that's called.
Yeah.
Symbol. Okay. And which way you're going, that's how the ship is going to go, and I'm just going to say the ship. We'll just say that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And then you have the other picture too. Like that whole thing there. The picture you drew on the piece of paper, the line paper, you just drew it. It was a symbol of the transmitter and the receiver. Where is that picture? No, that's not it. You had just shown it like
right
2 minutes ago. It's a different picture. You had another picture. Oh, there it is, right there. So that picture there, that's it. Yeah. So as he drew that picture, as I'm watching it, I'm getting downloads here. So the ship is in the middle, hypothetically. Let's say the ship is in the middle in our atmosphere, wherever it is. And I said before, I used the word triangular, and I've used it before. So when I say triangular, the ship is transmitting down, the beings are transmitting down to John, where he is. John is getting that transmission. It's transmitting over to me, the receiver. And as the receiver, the transmission's going back up to the ship. But now at the same token, the receiver is getting a transmission down as well. So not only is John getting a transmission down from the ship, from the space people, I'm getting a reception directly here because they're with me, as John was saying at the beginning. Commander, they're over here with you. They're not with me. What he's getting is a transmission they're sending to him to link us up together. They're transmitting down to me. I don't know if this makes any sense to people. And if it doesn't, that's okay. But when that triangular event happens, that imaginary triangular transmission happens, that's where the communication starts. Now, people say, why, Commander, are they communicating through a radio? Well, they were communicating last night through TikTok. They came through towards the end of the show, when I was getting ready to go to sleep. I say, you have to come through at the end of the show when I'm getting ready to go to sleep. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, I thought for a second I was hearing something, but so they will do that, and then it's called a triangular transmission frequency. So what has happened is there is now a triangulation between the spaceship transmission to John and me, which coordinates a perfect pyramid. So it's a perfect pyramid of communications. Do you? And also make sure that people understand this, because I have another 10 minutes before I have to leave for the day. Do you understand what I mean when I use the word triangular transmission and the diagram that he just showed? Does anyone have any questions regarding that? If you do, let me know. Hey, welcome, TJ. So if you do have any questions, John and I can answer the questions, because now we understand a lot more than we did when I first got contacted. Yeah, I come on once in a while in the morning. Yes, triangulation is 2-dimensional. Pyramids are 3S. So it's a pyramid frequency of the ship, my space friends on the ship, in our atmosphere, that transmit a frequency, a very high frequency to John. I get a transmission from my end, and then at the center, the transmission triangulates to the spaceship. If anyone doesn't understand that, please let me know. And the weird thing is, thank you, Kraken, is that, simple little things like a copper cup. John and I can, and people know this, you put a copper cup on top of a radio, a digital radio, and for some reason, the copper cup was amplifying. He has the cup there. The copper cup seems to have amplified things. I can't describe that because I'm not, as technically as I am from being back in amateur radio days. I understand what copper does. Copper is used for a lot of things, healing modalities. Copper is used for a lot of things. But evidently, it was certainly a really strong amplifier when he had the copper cup on top of the radios. And it's all recorded, and everything is documented. Everything we're doing here is documented for history. So no one can dispute or say this never happened. Everything we're doing here is documented. So even the skeptics couldn't even, a skeptic that's on here, I'd knock the skeptic down in like 2 seconds, because they'd have to show us something that can prove that everything we're doing is not happening, and they can't. You can't disprove contact if it's happening, right? You have to have something to show me, and you can't. There won't be one skeptic that can come on this show and tell me anything, because it's just not going to work. So we're having real contact. We've had witnesses in the program. Many people here have been on since my first time with this over late October, early November. I have multiple witnesses. So it's not like me shooting out hot air or John shooting out hot air. Everything we do, we know what we're doing. John knows what he's doing. I know what I'm doing. And there's just no way anyone can dispute it. You can try, but it's not going to work. It just won't. As I'm drinking my tea, you're watching the morning edition of Encounters, and we'll be on tonight at 11 p.m. for those that have never been here. Thank you, Chips. Thank you, Valerie. So I've been in this field for quite a many years, and all my contacts have been, all my experience has been real. And I'm just learning as I go along with Godico and the people from his star system and Syrian star system. I'm going to have to ask him again what the name of their planet is. That's the only thing I forgot to do. is ask them what planet they come from in the constellation Sirius. I'll find that out Friday night, and we'll share that for the first time with you.
Yeah,
John, you want to explain that what you're showing there?
this is what the ball looks like in the middle. It's blown up.
That's beautiful.
Right? What's that noise?
Oh, that's a
Dog?
laundry machine. That's a dryer.
Oh, nice.
It's actually making noise into my other room here. Yes, Froggy, it is a space dryer.
So this right here, I'm thinking that each section here, I'm starting to understand now more.
It appears like the center of that circle is the now you can interpret it many ways. My first interpretation, I'm going to say, is the center of the energy of the spaceship. That's just one of my interpretations. I could be wrong.
I would say that too.
Everything goes to the center. So as John's is putting this thing together, I'm getting information downloads as he's doing this. So that would be the center energy system of the center of their ship. Yes, the focal point.
Now you know what the Oreo's for.
Yeah.
You guys ever looked at the top of an Oreo? Not this one, you won't. I'm eating this one.
Those things could be addicting in a good way, John. But really, when you see the points of energy, the star, when John did a drawing of the ship, and he still has it, I'm sure, the drawing that John created of their spaceship looks like a star. If he has the picture, yeah. John, remember that drawing you did of their ship? You remember the drawing that you did, the sketch of the ship?
The ship?
Yeah, you drew the ship one night. You showed me the sketch on our live of their spaceship. You drew a whole sketching of the ship. Just like you're sketching things out now on your pad. You have it somewhere. Yeah, there's a whole, well, even if you don't find it, I remember what it looked like. So he sketched out a drawing of their spaceship. Their ship looks like it's a huge ship. It looks like a star, like a beautiful star, like at the edges of the ship. It's round, and then the edges stick out like a star. So it has the lookings of a star, and it's a beautiful ship, just a very beautiful ship.
I can't remember where I do that.
Yeah, you'll find it. I'll have to draw. I'll have to draw it. Wow. Wait a minute. I think I can't believe it. Well, Godico, you can't come through now because I have to leave. I think they're trying to come through. Wait a minute.
Sorry, boss.
That's okay. I think they're trying. Godico, are you there? Godico? Okay. Wait a minute. It's happening. Oh my goodness gracious, man.
What?
Godico's coming through my TikTok.
Sweet. But finally.
Godico. Okay. Godico, I have to go to work. I have to do something on Earth that you don't have to do. I have to go to work.
Now it's pretty funny. It's on your side.
No, it's on my side right now. Yeah, Godico, I need to go to work.
Make them late for work.
So if you're...
What I got for Christmas.
Let me see. You got a dog.
That's my little baby.
Oh, look at that. Did you get dog food for it and everything?
No, this is just my little pillow.
I know, I'm just kidding you.
I do have dog food for her though when she comes over here. But this is
Yeah.
her for the little baby.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful, man. Hey, very nice. Very nice.
That's her very first reindeer. That's when she's very newborn right there.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
That's her now.
Oh, wow. Look at her. Very beautiful. Yeah, I'm getting Gatico over here as you're talking. I want to
no.
just tell Gatico that I have to go to work. I want to ask people in the audience, are people hearing Gatico right now? I'm actually asking people because I got my earbuds on and I can hear it loud and clear. Dana says, yes, I hear them. Gatico, I just want to say to the people on your ship, I love you. I love you.
Right here. He goes, I said, dude, you have a mullet. He goes, dude, I am the mullet. He's the running back on the football team. So hey,
Yeah.
power to him, right?
Yeah. Kate, that's okay if you don't hear anything. I got my earphones on. You'll hear him Friday night when we have official contact. You'll hear him. So that's okay. Some people are not hearing it. Some people are. But I think he stopped talking now because he knows I have to go to work. So I'm just, it's just the way it is. It's now 10:30 a.m. on the Earth, on the east coast of the planet. John, I'm going to let you go, man. And everybody, I love you all. Tune in to Encounters tonight at 11. Friday night, it's our special contact program. John Connors and I will be facilitating contact with Gatico. They're on a spaceship in the Earth's atmosphere, a large ship, actually. And,
So people that haven't been here in the last, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
This is what we were talking about right here.
Mm-hmm. And as John's showing that, please show your support for our show. TikTok gifts are always welcome before we go off the air, so we appreciate all the support. Become a subscriber if you're not of my TikTok. We appreciate that. We've been doing a lot of work here on TikTok to educate people about what's happening. And so we hope you'll support us as you get to know us here. Thank you very much for those that already are. Brandy, thank you for the roses. And all gifts can be sent now before we sign off the program.
Okay, I'll let you do your thing, boss. And
all right. Hey, John, thanks for coming on this morning. I can't wait till we get those radios. John and I will tell you a little bit more about these radios. It's like a pretty weird thing. Like I had looked at this radio. Then after I looked at it, John told me about the same radio, and you can't make this stuff up. And then I said, John, I'm going to order this radio, and he's ordering the same radio. And I think the space people really are guiding us this way. I think they want us, these radios are going to be crucial in frequencies. So I know that we're doing the right thing, and we're just doing what we know instinctively we should be doing. So many blessings to everybody, all the new people. Take care. Everybody have a great day.
I'm going to show you guys one thing on Commander's Live here. This is from my grandfather to my grandmother, and this is in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And this is December 19th at 10:30 p.m. And this is what he sent to her. And this is the letter that he wrote it on, because this is the kind of paper that he had. So I wanted to show you guys this. Very delicate here. Okay. How this is here's paper one. And it says, "Dearest Vivian." I don't know, you guys probably can read that.
Yeah, kind of a little bit, but
okay. This is where he got smoked 3 times by Pew Pew, and he made it back, and he's in the hospital, and he's getting all his stuff well again. And the morning after, he could hear an argument over as the people that were working there in the German hospital that the war was over. When it started snowing again, And so he, in the beginning of all these letters, he did not
Mhm.
write like that. I promise you, he did not write like that. My grandma was
Yeah.
like, "You better step up," because they were pen pals, and that's how they met
Yeah.
each other. And
Oh wow.
so I appreciate you letting me share that on here.
Oh yeah, always, man. You know that. You know that. So I appreciate it. I know John was trying. James was trying to get in here for a minute.
Oh, James,
Yeah. Where's James? Is he still here? I know I
I'm gonna
gotta
get
go, but I get him on for maybe a second or two.
before
I
you
don't
get
know if
fired.
James is still here. James, down the rabbit hole. Where are you? Down the rabbit hole. Oh, there he is.
Letters back to each other. They
Yeah.
would.
Here's James, John. John, James, James.
I'm my brother.
Hey, I was gonna say, I don't know if you saw it in the chat, but it was so weird because on TikTok when you're live, on your inbox, like it'll show Commander live. But
Yeah.
if like Chenzo or Grace or somebody else is live with you, it'll show like two circles. It'll show like somebody else in the background, and on your
Really?
live, it doesn't show that John Connor's on your live right now. And it
Are you
doesn't show that
serious?
he's live when you go to his account.
Really? That's really weird.
Is there a way you can turn that off and on?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was just like
But
an
other
automatic
people
thing.
here, other people do see John. Other people in the room do see him.
No, I could see
So-
John now. I could see that he's in here. But
Yeah, yeah.
when I'm in my inbox and it shows that Commander is live,
the inbox.
it doesn't show that you have a guest on.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
guys are sending me like emails or text messages like, "Hey, come join the show," it'll show like,
Yeah, I
James,
didn't even get an alert.
and it has like 4 circles around your name. You're live. That's weird. I
Yeah.
wonder if I can change that or not. But yeah, I'll
Yeah,
figure that
20
out. Thanks for letting me know.
And 2022 BC, join us tonight at 11 p.m. We'll have you on tonight. I've got to go this morning. So 2022 BC, if you're there, we'll have you on tonight. Just let us know what you want to talk about on our Encounters show. And I want to thank James for being here. James can also attest to last night we had some weird stuff go on with things happening. So yeah.
Oh,
I got to get out of here.
John and Godico owe me a new computer. All right, bye guys.
You know what? Yeah, I can tell you a story about that. The computer.
I'll take care of you.
Let me just quickly say this.
My computer fritzed out last night.
I actually said to Godico, turn on John's computer. Now, I was half joking, but he didn't touch his computer. It went on by itself and went off by itself last night.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, I wasn't there. I'm not.
I know you weren't there. I take credit for that one.
The computers are fine. I could build those all day long. But this is awesome. I appreciate it. Love you guys. And then let me get back on. And I hope you have a great day at work. And
yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
I'll make the video at some point. I'll make the video for Friday's promotion for Friday night. Friday night is a big night for everybody. We're going to do Contact with Godico. If you've never heard him speak, he's learned to speak English. They're from the star system Sirius, and I will get the name of the planet they're from in the constellation. We'll get that Friday night for everybody.
I appreciate it.
Take care, John. Hey, we'll catch you all later, everybody. Peace, love, and light. This is Commander On. Please do any final gifting now. Again, we appreciate your gifts. We appreciate everyone participating in Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show here on social media. Many of you are hearing about our show. We've been on for over a year here on TikTok. I'm on radio for over 20 years doing Ashtar Command Radio. I worked with the Ashtar Galactic Command before there was internet. I'm a contactee since the 1960s. And so everything I do here is real. I don't channel anything. I don't believe in channeling. Everything has got to be cosmically real. And that's the only way it's going to ever be on this show is when people share their experiences. We've had people on here that have been visited, people that have had visual sightings, direct encounters. That's what we do here, Everybody take care. We'll see you tonight around 11 p.m. on the nighttime edition of Encounters. Keep your eyes to the skies. Go within, meditate, and connect with your star family. However that works, get it happening because things are happening. Take care.